hatchery. The queen's getting in mix here, but I don't know if he... Oh, he does have 2 more queens joining up. So a lot of queens right now in the mix. He's going to be able to take down 3 of them, and it looks like a 4th one about to go down if he can catch up to it. Only 1 hit point, managing to finally take it down. These 3 Banshees are going to pursue this last queen, though. He has just absolutely been murdering these queens on the map. And meanwhile, we do see that he has lifted off an orbital command and has taken the island base. There is an overlord near that base, so I'm sure that he is going to be able to spot that expansion here relatively quickly. And it looks like he is going to snipe the hatchery. So just absolutely relentless pressure from the Banshees, and it looks like he has actually spotted an expansion at the bottom of the map with his Hellions as well, so going to continue to pressure there as well. And taking down the layer at his expansion too. These Banshees are just dominating, but here come the Hydralisks, which is exactly what Sen needs to deal with.
Finally Banshees. Sen has some Hydras in the mix. Are you surprised, like you play almost exclusively as Zerg, to see Sen going so heavy on the Queens and so light on the Hydras?
I think that he almost had to go so heavy on the Queens, at least initially, because he did not have the Hydralisk tech when he was first attacked, so he was frantically trying to get out any anti-air. You can see that that's where these Spore Crawlers came from as well. So going with the Queens initially was absolutely imperative in order for him to stay alive, but I do think that he could have switched to the Hydralisk a little bit quicker, as we did see that he had that tech out but did not actually build any Hydralisks when he first had that Hydralisk den out. So I'm not sure why he waited for a little bit before he started building them, but it looks like he is going to take down this expansion at the high yield down at the bottom of the map, but there are some Roaches in play here which are going to try to take down these Hellions, but the Hellions running away before they get down there, and these Roaches are going to go down to these Banshees overhead. Yeah,
despite all the pressure, Sen is actually, I wouldn't say he's in great shape, but he's actually doing, fairly well for the amount of pressure the TLO's been throwing at him.
He has definitely been holding himself together, and it looks like he's actually got some Mutalisks out on the map now as well, which are great for him, because there are only a handful of Vikings which just got taken down. There are a few more back at his main base. And it looks like TLO scrambling to get some more anti-air out with a few Marines and everything. But those Mutalisks did exactly what they needed to. They managed to force him out of the island expansion at the top of the map here. And it looks like he is going to have to retreat this orbital command. And I'm guessing his next move is going to be to try to expand to his natural expansion.
It almost feels like the tide of this game has switched a little bit more towards Sen now. TLO is one basing at this point, and that base is almost completely mined out.
Yeah, and you can see the income advantage here is still significant for Sen. He does have his expansion up and running and fully operational, and it looks like he has gotten his main base up and running, although a bunch of Hellions in here.
Oh my!
Burning down so many drones. And wow, that one Hellion has 10 kills. That is absolutely insane. The Mutalisks come and clean that up, but the damage has already been done. It looks like he did manage to save a decent amount of drones, but still, he lost a lot of drones to that quick Hellion attack, which is exactly what, as you mentioned, TLO just loves those nickel and dime strategies where you can just pick off units here and there. And maybe a little bit of a blunder by Sen moving in there and taking on all of those Marines and Vikings. He lost a decent amount of Mutalisks there.
Yeah, definitely. That Hellion move was pretty nasty. The only thing that could have made it better is if you would have had the Blue Flame upgrade. Blue Flame upgrade is almost invincible, I would say.
I believe that is called the pre-igniter for those of you who actually play as Terran.
I call it the Blue Flame upgrade.
The Blue Flame upgrade. But that indeed does give you bonus damage against light units, and it looks like TLO actually getting some Thors. And the Thor splash damage against the air units like the Mutalisks is absolutely devastating. So I have a feeling these Mutalisks aren't going to be able to do a whole heck of a lot more against these against this Terran player, because as you can see there, that one Thor just getting a couple shots off managed to take down 2 Mutalisks by himself.
Yeah, definitely. This has been a very exciting game, Akai. We kind of just came across this, and I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah, absolutely. This is actually part of a, I think it was a best of 7. I'm not sure if this was part of a tournament or not, but we're just looking for an interesting game to do for the podcast on iTunes. And we just happened to stumble across this, and we really like TLO, and we've actually heard good things about Sen. So we decided we'd give this game a shot, and it's turned out to be pretty epic so far.
Yeah, I think anytime you get a game between 2 high-level players like this, TLO probably the best German player right now, and Sen the top Taiwanese player, you're going to get a good match.
Yeah, absolutely. Both of these players showing a lot of creativity, and actually Sen, I think more than his creativity, I'm impressed with how well he's responded to this early and constant pressure from TLO. TLO really known for his creative, aggressive strategies. Oh, and those Mutalisks getting just out of position there. He's only got 4 Mutalisks left now. He's unfortunately ran across the Terran army a couple times when he did not mean to, and he's paid for it dearly with the lives of his Mutalisks.
Yeah, definitely. Like with that amount of Thors, what would you send out a Terran army like that?
With that amount of Thors, Mutalisks really do not become a viable option. Which, if
yeah,
you
definitely
look at
not.
if you look at his army composition right now in the unit overlay, we can see that he only has 5 Mutalisks. And looking at production here, he is not producing anymore. He is switching to Roaches right now, and he is getting the Neural Parasite for his Infestors, which actually, that is what I was going to say. Neural Parasite with Infestors is the direct counter to those Thors, because if you can Mind Control, or Neural Parasite, I guess, a few of those Thors, that will actually allow you to drastically shift the tide of a battle very, very quickly. And I apologize here, the frame rate's dropping a little bit on my capture. I'm not sure exactly why, so if the video gets a little bit jumpy right now, I'm sorry about that. Hopefully we won't see any big battles before it picks back up. I am rendering another video right now, so I'm guessing that that's exactly what's going on, is slowing down our ability to capture this game.
Yeah, we also see from Sen just a pretty good amount of Zerglings. I wouldn't say a huge amount of Zerglings, but maybe 40 or so there. And maybe he's going to use those just to send them at the Thors, draw the auto fire, and then, you know, move those Infestors in for the Neural Parasite.
Yeah, absolutely. Zerglings are absolutely crucial, especially with that speed upgrade, to getting surround on the Terran army, especially those big units, because that allows them to basically lock the Thors in where they want them to cast that Neural Parasite and keep them from running away. So that is definitely something that you can use, and I like the Roach Hydra mix that he's using as well. Roaches and Hydras are very, very common for Zerg players as pretty much their main army. I've seen a lot of players that build strictly nothing but Roaches and Hydras, but I like that Sen has the mix of the Zerglings and the Infestors with his army as well, and it looks like we're about to see a really large battle here. TLO moving out to take down these destructible rocks, and he is going to clash with Sen here very shortly. Sen apparently backing up, does not want to take the Terran out as soon as he gets out through this choke. Obviously, if he tries to attack at the choke, he's going to have a lot more difficult time taking the Terran army out, because he won't be able to get us around on these Thors as
Looks
easily.
like we're going to see Sen engage right now. Will he get some Neural Parasites off?
Moving in, getting this around. Oh, and 3 Neural Parasites taking over
4.
Oh my goodness, he takes over all of these Thors, and you see he absolutely just rolls through that Terran army. You can just see how quickly Neural Parasite really changes the tide of the battle, and it looks like he's getting his army in position to take down these Thors before they're able to turn on him and do any serious damage.
I think he was actually using the Thors to attack the other Thors himself. Very tricky move there.
Yeah, before he even gave control back to TLO, he actually took down those Thors while they were still Neural Parasited. And TLO actually looks like he's in really bad shape right now. I think he's going to lose this game.
There's the GG.
Yeah, and he is going to GG now as he is getting run over by Sen.
Kai, you called it with those Infestors, man.
Sen, yeah, absolutely. Making the right move as soon as he saw the Thors. He got that Infestor tech with the Neural Parasite, which is so crucial for dealing with Thors if you are a Zerg player.
You have the mind of a pro gamer, just not the control of a pro gamer.
I definitely do not have the skill that Sen does. So, anyways, thanks for watching, guys. As I mentioned, we're going to try to get more games up on the podcast, and we will definitely be analyzing the games a little bit more for the podcast games, although this game I am going to put up on the YouTube channel as well. But anyways, definitely recommend the channel, recommend the podcast to your friends if you guys like the games, and we will be getting up as much content as we can, especially in this beta lull, because obviously without people being able to play StarCraft 2, the best cure for that is watching some StarCraft 2. So anyways, thanks for watching again, guys, and GG. Yeah,
Kai, I just wanted to mention one more thing real quick. You know, once the beta gets back up, if you guys come across some great replays that you've played in yourself, email them to us at scbattlegrounds@me.com. We'll check them out and put them up if they're good.
Yeah, absolutely. We're always looking for new games, and especially unknown players. If you've got some very, very good games that you come across from ladder play or anything like that, or even just with practice partners, we're always looking for new stuff to put up, even if you are not a pro gamer. So if you've got some high-level games, definitely send them our way.
GG.
GG.